guys, Buyee here, and today is that time of year again where I do my top K-pop albums of 2016, and yeah, I've been doing this every single year for the past 2 or 3 years. RandomMe2011 made up this a couple years ago, and everybody does it every single year, so it's my turn to do it this year. This year I kept the same questions from last year, so the 11 normal questions, and then I added a bonus question because I was filming something else and then I randomly thought of it and I was like, wait, I need to add this, so I added that. So there's 14 questions total, which is a lot, so let's go ahead and get started. But I didn't buy as many albums this year as I did last year, I think, which was one of my goals actually, was to not just like go crazy and buy everything. I focused more on my collection goals this year, so a lot of what I had this year was old Super Junior and Infinite stuff, so keep that in mind when I'm going through this. I didn't like experiment and buy too much out of my like normal favorites this year, I feel like. But next year I kind of want to start up with that again, just because I'm like almost done with all of my collection goals for Infinite and Super Junior, minus like all the Japanese things I need for Super Junior, but we don't need to talk about it. So the first question is, of course, my favorite album of 2016, and I can never just choose one, so this year I chose 2 albums. The first one is no surprise, so I'm just going to show it to you first, is Infinite's Infinite Only. Of course, Infinite's album is on this somewhere. I need to include it somewhere, and it was a very anticipated album for me this year, and I listened to this literally once a week, like at least the majority of the songs on this. I just love this album so much. I also have the normal edition of this, but I've already taken it home, so it's at home, but I did get Sungyeol's Photobook in that, so it's a sign. It's one of my favorite minis from Infinite. I love all of their mini albums, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones. At least compared to Reality, which is their other mini album that's like most recent. And then the other album that was my favorite album of the year, which I wasn't really sure which part to choose for this, so I'm just gonna like say both parts. There's 2 parts released to this so far. Monsta X's The Clan has definitely been something I've been listening to so much this year. This is the second part of The Clan, but I also, my favorite song of the first half of 2016 was All In, which is on the first part of The Clan, and I love the first part of The Clan and the second part of The Clan. But yeah, every song on this is perfect. Every song on, do I have The Clan Part 1 here still? Yeah, I do. So yeah, both of these have been incredible. I feel like usually when I get bored of music, I will just like listen to Infinite and Super Junior. This year I've been doing that, and then listening to like Monsta X is also one of my options this year. I'll like listen to one of these when I'm like, you know, there haven't been any new releases in a while, and I'm just like, oh, what do I listen to? Which is why Monsta X is so high on my favorites now, because these 2 albums really convinced me that they should be in my top 5, because these are just, they're actually perfect. Both of them are perfect. My favorite photobook concept in 2016, I chose, I'm gonna hold this album up twice, I guess. So Pentagon's second mini album, I unboxed this the other day, and when I was thinking about this question, I was like, well, I love this photobook so much, so I'm going to include this. I'm trying to get the box open so I can show you the photobook. But I just was looking through it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. Look at these high quality, beautiful photos. I don't really like that one that much, but like these are like perfect. It's Going 17. I also unboxed this the other day. Between the 2 photo books, I own 2 versions of this. I think this is my favorite, Make the 17 version. Yeah, because it's an outdoor concept and it's beautiful. I love outdoor concepts. I love photo books like this. Also, Q's album was really pretty, but all of Q's albums are really pretty. Favorite packaging? I don't know if this is my favorite packaging ever, like I'd want everything to be packaged this way, but I think this is the most exciting like packaging I bought all year, so I'm going to show you this. 17's first full-length album, the special repack, the limited edition for Aju Nice, and this just has the normal version in it, but it also comes with a DVD and a photo book, and I just think that this is like the biggest like thing that I've bought in all year. Well, it is the biggest thing I've bought in all year. but it's just like the most exciting thing I've bought in all year packaging wise. I really like this. I think this is just like such a cool thing to have, and yeah, I missed out on New East buying their like most limited edition of their thing, so then I bought 17s because I didn't want the same thing to happen where I like regret it because everybody else has it. It's really pretty and I really want it. This least favorite packaging of 2016. Ooh, I had something else written down, but I actually just thought of something, so I'm gonna grab it. This looks completely harmless, but trust me, it's like the most annoying packaging I own. Is BTOB's 9th mini album, New Men. I always think it's the 8th mini album. It's the 9th mini album. It's because I don't own the 8th mini album. But it's BTOB's newest mini album, and it's so obnoxious because look at how it's shaped. And you wouldn't think that it's like a big deal, but this cover is so delicate because when you open it, there's nothing on the top. There's literally like, I don't know if you can see it, there's nothing. There's nothing, it's just this. So if you put something on top of this, which like I made the mistake of doing when I first got it, just like accidentally, it got a dent because there's nothing there to protect it. And it's like really annoying that they would do something like this because like what am I supposed to do with this on my shelf? Like what am I gonna do with this on my shelf? I don't know, because there's this obnoxious shape that's right here. I don't know what to do with it. So it's really annoying. I had something else written down for that, but that was really annoying. Favorite album from a rookie girl group this year. You should already know what this is. Wonderland by Gugudon. I don't know if this will ever be my favorite album from them. I'm already really excited about their next album because this one I think like shows that they have a long way to go and a lot of improvement, but this is a very pretty album still. I love Diary, I love Maybe Tomorrow. They're my favorite rookies of the year for sure. They're so amazing. I'm waiting literally years for them to debut, and Produce 101 made me so excited for their debut, and then they debuted in the summer, and it just, like, they're literally perfect. I literally love them, and look how cute. Look how cute. Look at Zoe. She's so cute there. Favorite album from a rookie boy group this year. This is probably the hardest question that I've had this year, and I just was not expecting it to be a hard question, literally at all. So the first album is Pentagon. You should know that Pentagon are one of my favorites. I made so many videos about Pentagon this year, and I really was not expecting to fall for a rookie boy group. I watched my Things I Want 2016 video, and I was like, oh, Astro and SF9. They weren't called SF9 at that point, but like SF9. Woolen Boys, if they ever debut, which they're never gonna debut, it's ridiculous. But none of those things ended up being, like, I like Astro, I like Kuna Kun, but I just don't quite like them enough yet to buy their albums. But Pentagon, I saw their show in mid-June, or no, it was end of May actually. I remember watching it around my birthday. So I was watching their show, and Pentagon Maker, and the whole thing just became completely ridiculous, and things happened, and then they were like, oh, we're gonna debut them. Oh, we're eliminating people, just kidding. Oh wait, we're not gonna eliminate them, we'll give them a chance to come back. Oh wait, we canceled the thing that was supposed to give them a chance to come back. And then we didn't hear about them for a month, and then they released their first mini album, which is, it's over there somewhere. And then they released this beautiful thing earlier this month, and this was amazing, absolutely amazing, love it so much. Really happy about Pentagon. They became a really important group to me this year, and I wasn't expecting that at all. Another group that became really important to me this year was a group that I had known about for a while but didn't actually think they were real, and then this year they turned out to be real. Victon. I want to say just Pentagon are my favorite rookies of the year, but it's really not fair because I think I like Victon, this album, and Pentagon's first album about the same. And Pentagon has a second album out, which I think is like way better than both of these, but it feels weird to say Pentagon are my favorites because Victon don't have a second album out yet, so maybe I would like that the same amount as Pentagon's second album, but I don't really know, so I'm gonna say both of them. So Victon, they're so cute, they're adorable, I love them so much. I have this thing for 7-member groups, and they're perfect, and I haven't been able to follow their like reality show, but I'm hoping to start watching it over break. And yeah, this is a really solid mini album, and they have a lot of potential, and I really just hope that Plan A does a lot with them next year. Well, not forgetting about A Pink, but like just does a lot with them this year or next year, because I would love to see more of them. Albums that surprised me this year, Burst by Uptension, and I'm saying that because even though I will say until the day I die that I love Uptension so much, their past couple of albums have not really done it for me. I've kind of been like listening to them and then I'll put them away and just like won't even think about it, but this album is so good. They went back to this concept. White Night is by far one of my favorite songs of the second half of 2016, and I'm so happy that they went back to this kind of concept, and everybody looks amazing in this photo book. Almost this is my favorite photo book actually, because it's like, oh, there goes Sunil. I haven't put Senyo away yet, but it's just so pretty. And I think that they improved a lot this comeback, and I'm just really surprised that they went back to this kind of concept, because I thought for a while they were for sure gonna stick with the cute boy concept, but they changed recently, and I really like this change. My favorite non-Korean album released by a K-pop group. I really didn't buy too many Japanese things this year, so I guess I'm just going to say some of these things are just like, I didn't buy a lot of this year, so I just don't know what to say. But Best of Infinite is by far my favorite thing that I bought Japanese-wise this year. I bought a couple of A-Pink singles, and I bought a couple of Super Junior singles. This is the only thing that I bought that has like a bunch of songs on it, so this is what I choose. It has a very large track list. This is the CD only version, but I do have the CD DVD version as well. It has 17 songs on it, and they finally released a Japanese version of Paradise, and I think I'm the only one who gets really excited about Infinite Japanese remakes, because you get to relive the era. But DNA was a new song, and I was just so excited about DNA because it had been so long since we'd gotten a new Infinite song, like as an OT7 group, so I was just very excited about DNA. And DNA is a great song. It's awesome. And the Japanese version of Paradise is beautiful, and I love Paradise. It's one of my favorite title tracks from Infinite, so I was really happy about that. And this photo book is also gorgeous, and it's a pretty big photo book for a Japanese release. Favorite subunit album this year. I literally bought 2 subunit albums this year. I bought a ton of solo albums, but I only bought 2 subunit albums this year. The one that was my favorite, because I only bought 2 this year and I'm completely biased, is M&D's Goodie Bag, which was released about mid-year this year, and I'm just really happy that M&D are a real thing, honestly. I just like really enjoy the fact that they're a real thing, and I wish they could continue to be a real thing forever, for the rest of my life and their lives, just be a real thing. This is so different than what I normally buy, and it's like music-wise, and I just really enjoyed this album, so that is my favorite subunit album of this year. Favorite solo album. If you don't know what my favorite solo album is of this year, I bought a lot of solo albums this year, but I think I've made it pretty apparent which one is my favorite one, because wow, am I a piece of trash? I am a piece of trash. I want to talk about another solo album too, but like not in this section. Again, I said this back when it came out halfway through the year in May, because Woyeon decided to be very nice for my birthday and release this solo album during my birthday month, which was amazing. I've been waiting for this for years. This has been rumored for years. This album got me through organic chemistry this year. Which, if you've ever taken organic chemistry and you're not a chem major, it's terrible. It's actually the worst experience in the world. Like, literally, it's terrible. And I took it over this summer when everybody else was like at the beach and having fun, and I was taking organic chemistry. So this album I listened to before my first organic chemistry exam, and I ended up doing really well on it, which like is weird for me in chemistry because I'm like not good at chemistry. So I listened to this, and it just became my lucky charm, and I listened to it before every single other exam in organic chemistry, and I did really well in the class, so there's that. And then there's also his beautiful showcase, which I loved so much, and every song on this album is perfect. Gravity and Kasaram and Everyday is on this album, and anything that Everyday had been on. If it had been on Infinite's album that they had released this year, that would have like automatically been my favorite thing, even though it still was my favorite thing. But having Everyday on this album, which is a song I saw live this year, it's just really important that Woyeon got his solo album this year, and it's so perfect. It's so perfect. I just have never loved any solo album more than I've loved Woyeon's solo album. That was a long explanation for something you already knew. Random album recommendation that was released this year. I'm gonna give you 3 because I bought a lot of albums. I bought a couple albums that I wasn't expecting to buy this year, so I'll do the obvious one first, the one that's like not that weird. AOA's Good Luck. This is my favorite thing that they have ever released in the entire world, and I love it so much, and it did not get the appreciation that it deserved during the time they were promoting, so I'm going to promote this album until the day I die because it's perfect, and I love every song on this. Like, another thing that came out this year, which I wasn't even expecting this to be a thing, but I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Jaejung's No X. This is his, I don't even know what number this is. Second album. This is the second album. It's perfect. It's something that I wouldn't normally buy. Jaejung is my bias between the 5 Dongbang members, but I wasn't really expecting to buy this because I don't usually buy DBSK. I don't usually buy DBSK things. And I bought this album because I listened through it and I just couldn't say no. I didn't know how to say no. There was like other things out that I could have bought instead of this, and I chose to buy this because this album is perfect. It's perfect. If you haven't heard YESUNG's album, it's like, you're looking for some high quality music, any of the JYJ, TBSQ, TVXQ members, listen to their music, but this from this year. And U-KISS's Stalker. This is my favorite mini album from U-KISS in a while. Heartless is one of my favorite songs of 2016. It's perfect. I listened to it literally all summer and I did not stop listening to it all summer, and then I remembered it like a month ago and I'm listening to it a lot again. Stalker is a great title track from U-KISS. I really enjoy it. Heartless is an amazing song. Take It Slow is an amazing song. Favorite Girl is an amazing song. This album is amazing, and U-KISS are one of the originals for me, so they're one of the first groups that I got into when I got into K-pop, so they've always had a very special place in my heart. And now for the bonus questions. An album released this year that could have been better is Feel Bad, but Canvas by NU'EST. So NU'EST released an album earlier this year called Q Is, and I thought that album was incredible. I thought it was perfect. Like, I have it right here actually. So this album is really good, and I feel like this album is not up to the same level as this album, which is why I say it could be better. It's just not. It was a good album, but it's just something that I think could have been a little better. It was missing like that something that this had that I was just, not just dubstep, like it was missing something that I was just like really liked from this album. So I'm happy NU'EST got 2 comebacks this year. I never thought I'd be holding 2 NU'EST albums from this year at the beginning of the year. I thought I would be holding 1 and it would have just been released, so yeah. Most anticipated album this year was definitely, the first thing I'm gonna say, because everybody's probably like, why hasn't this been on your list yet? BTS's Wings. I think this was, for everybody, one of the most anticipated albums of the year, their second full-length album, because it's been a long time since their first full-length album, and this was also the start of a new era. I think that's why Wings is really important this year, because BTS had been doing the Forever Young, that whole era for so long, like literally a year and a half. Wings was the start of something new, a new project, and it's definitely not done yet because there's only an interlude at the end of this album, so there's definitely more coming, but yeah, I think it was really important for that reason. It was really anticipated because it was a different concept that BTS was different from what BTS had been doing before. I think Blood, Sweat and Tears is a really good song. Photobook's really pretty. This is Seokjin's version. My only thing I don't like about this album is, I explained this in my unboxing, but like all these blank lyric pages. Ugh. So that album was anticipated this year. I also really anticipated a Pink's comeback album this year, because earlier this year I decided that they were my ultimates. So this was my first comeback with them being my ultimates, and disappointed me a little bit, but I really was anticipating it, and I actually really like the whole photo book and the concept of this album, and I like only one a lot more than I did when it first came out. So I'm happy that I made A Pink my ultimates this year. My new question that I added was your favorite trilogy that was either started or completed this year. So there were quite a few trilogies released this year. I realized this when I was going through my second half of the year albums the other day, that I was like, there were a lot of trilogies this year. So my favorite trilogy of this year should be no surprise to you, but my favorite trilogy was completed. I don't have all the versions of it yet, but yeah. But VIX's trilogy was my favorite from this year. And it's weird because I should say Monsta X, but I already said it's my favorite album of the year, but this was my favorite trilogy. I love all of the concepts in this album. I feel like VIX did the trilogy concept in a different way than everybody else, and I just really liked the way that they did their trilogy. These are 3 completely different albums that are all like paired together. They all have like similar concepts, they all have similar covers, they're all like the same size, they're all beautiful, and they all have amazing songs on them, and I'm just really happy. Like I've said multiple times that VIX's trilogy was one of my favorite things of the year, like, but it's not really like any album in particular is my favorite. It's just like all 3 of them together. I'm just happy that they all exist. I'm just happy for so much VIX this year. And yeah, it's not like I don't like the other trilogies that were released this year. This is just my favorite one for sure. And that is all the questions for this year. But yeah, so I will leave my questions down below. If you want to answer them, you want to make your own video. I know a lot of people know that this already exists, so if they want to make a video, they already have their questions and they can like answer them. But If you don't want to make a video and you want to answer the questions, you can leave your answers down in the comment section down below and I will definitely read through them. There were a lot of albums that I bought this year that I would like to have included on this list, but can't include everything, and now I need to go find a way to take all of these albums home. So I'm going to say goodbye, import these videos on my new camera, which last night was weird when I tried to do it, so I hope it works better today. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in 2017. Bye!